Hello, guys. It's me with the lovely puppy business, Deanda. Anyway, I guess that's a tweet. Whatever with that. I forgot to turn off the sound on my phone, but I don't care. Here's what I want to talk about. Obviously, it's Saturday, so I don't want to waste time talking about anything too good. I've got a couple good topics coming up that were suggested to me by my friend on Facebook and fellow comic Mr. Alan Moore, and I will be doing those very soon. Um, but what I want to talk about today is it's time for me to stop lying now and actually just turn my Facebook page into like fan page, like merge the two, because I already have my fan page, which some of you like so far, and I appreciate that. But I just don't want to have to update two pages anymore. And when it comes down to it, at this point, I am a business, so um, it makes more sense for me to just have my like page or business page rather than having to have a personal page as well. And I'll still continue to be me, it's not like it's going to change anything as far as the content I post. Um, I guess maybe sometimes I should think a little bit more about what I'm posting, like try not to be as maybe, I don't know if unpleasant would be the right word, because that's never my intention. I'm just usually trying to be completely honest about how I feel about certain things. Like when the other day I did a post about people not knowing how to do their jobs, and I don't think that raising the minimum wage is the solution to that. I think that people need to make themselves more necessary, I guess you would say, which I think is true. Like, that's the way I feel about things, like, and a few people, again, gave me the math on minimum wage and how that works and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just feel the way I feel because I was always raised to believe that we weren't supposed to end up in minimum wage jobs. Like, those were supposed to be jobs you did in high school, and then you can do those jobs if you're in transition on your way or in between jobs and you just need some income or whatever. But I didn't think we were supposed to raise families on minimum wage jobs, which I know they're trying to raise the pay on them, but they're still minimum wage jobs. And I was talking about this with a friend the other day, and he was saying that this is really going to hurt a lot of the small businesses, because when people think about minimum wage jobs, they always think about like McDonald's or Burger King or the big corporate, but they don't think about like the small stores or like mom and pop type businesses that some of them aren't going to be able to survive if they're having to pay $15 an hour for jobs that aren't $15 an hour jobs. I mean, like, I don't mean to sound mean about some of the things I say. I'm just kind of realistic, and if your minimum wage job isn't working for you, then maybe you need to think about something else, I mean, like, and I know, like I said, sometimes I sound like I'm being an asshole or whatever, but, when I first moved here to LA, I ended up having to live in my truck for a while just to make everything work out. And I wasn't one of those people that was always complaining or asking people to help me out with anything. I mean, like, I knew that I had a place that I wanted to be with with my career, with my life, and that was just a sacrifice that I made. And so, and I don't mean to always bring that up, like, but I see other people do it. Like, I watch my dad. He like, my mom was always a stay-at-home mom, and she was great at that job. Like, it wasn't like she was just hanging out doing nothing. She really was a great stay-at-home mom, but that's what she was. She was a housewife, and so my dad had to support four kids, my mom and himself. So that's six people, and there was a point where he lost his job and was out of work for much longer than he planned on being out of work, just because of the way the circumstances worked out. And so when he did get back to work, he had to work for very little money. And then there was a point where he was working three jobs, which was one of them was, like two of them were like outside jobs, just regular jobs, and then the third was like him building his own, which he built into what he does now. So I guess, like, because I've seen And I've seen a lot of my friends do things like that. And, you know, having seen it so many times, I guess I feel less sympathetic for people that just sit around and whine and say, like, I should be paid $15 to flip burgers. Maybe you should find your way out of flipping burgers. And I know that sounds mean, and I guess if that's what people think of me, then I just have to accept that I'm a mean person, because I don't really think my thinking's going to change. Like, if you know anything about me, I help out my friends where I can and, you know, give people little jobs that they can do so they can make some money off of me if they're broke or whatever. And I give money to homeless people all the time, sometimes more than I should. I mean, like, like, I joke about it, like being a paying customer, but it's true. I am, like, you know, now really get me sometimes. Like, if I have a rule with myself. If I reach into my wallet because I'm going to give somebody money, if I thought I had a dollar and then I turn out not to have a dollar, well, I'm not going to leave that person hanging because I have a bad memory. So I give them the smallest bill I have. And thankfully, the biggest that's ever been so far is a 10. But, you know, a lot of times it'll be a 5, or, you know, sometimes I luck out and just have the dollar, and then I'll give them a dollar, or sometimes $2, 3. You know what I mean? I'm not a cheap person. I'm not an asshole. It's not like I completely don't have sympathy for people, but like I said, the people that are usually complaining are people that could be doing better for themselves. They just think that somebody else is supposed to support them. And maybe somebody else is supposed to support you. Maybe you need to find that person, fuck them, and make it happen. I don't know what your deal is, but that's my thinking. Anyway, I'll be talking more about this in my upcoming sets. And so, you know, if you want to hear what I really think about things, we can do that. Tonight I'll be at the Ha Ha Comedy Cafe at 10:45. Next weekend I'm in Monterey at Planet Gemini, the 14th and 15th, and then the 16th I'm in Sacramento, where I'll be performing with Nick Guerra, funny friend of mine that is, some of you may have seen on Last Comic Standing. Oh, also Tuesday we're going to be at the Brea Improv. Me, Nick Guerra, James Ponce, Bo Bowker, who I haven't met yet, but I know he's really funny, and Dustin Ybarra, who I did Stand Up Revolution with. You know, I did Stand Up Revolution with Nick and Dustin, but Dustin was on the same episode as I was. Anyway, point of the whole story, all that bullshit, is I'm going to be changing my Facebook fan page, or merging my fan page with my regular page. So if you have anything you want off of my Facebook page, I would say to do that in the very near future, because I would say I'll probably do it by Monday. I'm tired of fucking around. I'm tired of lying. I don't like to be a liar. I like to be a man of my word. So that is going to happen in the next couple of days. I promise you. And have a good rest of your guys' weekend. Puppy B, are you going to say bye? Come here. Bijou says bye to everybody. Mwah, kiss. Have my baby. Alright, thanks guys. Hope you guys all have a good weekend. Me and Bijou will.